Hi everyone, this is a brief video to go over some of the parameters for setting up classes on the Google Drive. The classroom folders are collaborative spaces that will be full of resources that we can use for our particular subjects, whether they be private lesson subjects or group classes. Each folder shall have a Google Doc in it, which can be copied and formatted for your particular class. Just retitle the copy so that it has your name on it. And in that Google Doc is a section of links for general faculty resources, as well as a section to add websites that are specific to your class. Those might be YouTube playlists or other websites that you think would be, or Spotify playlists or things of that nature. There in the folder for each class will also be a worksheets folder, which can be collaboratively added to and shared. So maybe one drum teacher and another drum teacher have two different worksheets and they put them in there, but that'll be a great space for folks who are then teaching drums to go and find a whole collection of worksheets that can be utilized. An AV folder also will be in there for things that might not live online, so things that are not on YouTube or Spotify, but maybe mini videos like this one that I'm creating that you want to just keep on the Google Drive. You can do that, or you can upload a video that you're making like I am right now to a YouTube playlist that's specific for your class. There will be a student work folder. This folder, you'll want to have a folder inside that folder that's specific to you and your students. And in that folder, students can post things that they work on. So if you give them a mini assignment that they can work on during the week and they can record on their phone, they'll be able to add it to that folder, and then you'll be able to listen to it together and talk about it at the beginning of your lesson, or if you have a group of students and everybody does it, we can listen to each other's work. Finally, there's a lesson plan folder, and in the lesson plan folder should be a subfolder with your name where you can put your lesson plans for week to week. So the idea, of course, would be to have a regular kind of lesson plan that is a template that you can plug in the components. Overall, I'd like to now switch and speak for a moment about what we want these classes to entail or include. We are looking at basically three pillars for each class. One is interactivity, which of course is the biggest change from being in the room with students to being in an online platform like this. The second would be appreciation, which would be active skill building. And the third would be the kinds of things that students can do outside of class, beyond the synchronous moment that you have the class going on. So for the first, we want to think about what are the kinds of exercises that can be accomplished in this particular atmosphere. This may or may not include simultaneous playing of instruments, but may include certain things like finger exercises for piano, or exercises related to rhythm that can be happening simultaneously, or vocals, or even exercises that might include the whiteboard from Zoom or something of that nature. The second component, music appreciation, would be including videos or things or audio recordings that you listen to simultaneously with students and have a discussion about, go over multiple times perhaps even, to kind of really encourage active listening skills. And the third would be the kinds of things that you would then forward on to students to work on with an expectation, let's say assigning a lesson book page and a number of exercises on the page and saying, hey, can you record those for us and upload it to your student work folder, and we'll look at this next week. Okay? The final point that I want to make is communication. Heavy amount of communication with your students and parents will be key to making the social interactivity component work. Just making sure that everybody has the ways that they're supposed to get onto the resources that we're going to be utilizing, and also just feel like they have that social connection during this time. You might also consider setting up a WhatsApp group or a chat group or something like that with your students in a particular class if you feel like that might be a good way to communicate. So I hope these little tips and organizational ideas are helpful. I'm here to help.